I'm kind of hoping that he isn't going to win, to be very honest with you. I don't want that to happen one bit. My prediction today is 18 degrees, and of course Barbara's 20 degrees. Yeah, I think she might be reaching, to be very honest, for once. I think I'm going to win. Plenty a day to go, yeah. Wednesday, 28th of October, and I'm absolutely elated. And first of all, for everybody joining us on Facebook Live right now, thank you so much for joining us. If you're going to watch this later on over in the YouTube channel, you know what to do, right? Yep, sub, thumb, bell, bingo. You got it. Absolutely. I'm joined today by Alena Rae, but first of all, let's do this. And, well, quite frankly, I think production's having a bit of a laugh on Barbara's expense.
That was fun. Hell yeah.
It was, actually. That was quite fun. I quite enjoyed that. Well done, Brookie. And in the meantime, joined today, coming out of Tennessee, by Alena Rae. Alena, it is a pleasure to have you back.
Hi.
It's nice to see you.
Here. Love you guys.
Yeah, we love you too, Alena. We really, really do. And we've got a lot to talk about. We really do, including a couple of television things going on in your life right now. I want to know more about that. Also, World Championships been going on since the last time we spoke. And, well, also Project 222. Now, that is exciting. But first of all, Alena, let's talk about the look. Because, believe me, even today, you're still getting requests for it, and it is just going through the roof now. We've stopped counting.
Wow, I'm so excited about that. It's actually up for an award for the best recreation in the Netherlands. So I'm really super excited about that.
Very, very cool. Didn't Roxette come from around that way?
Yes.
Thought they did. I really did. In fact, I must talk to my Norwegian brother over there, Geir Miranda, and get more information about that. Actually, you'd love Geir, you really, really would. He's got a band over there called Viking Queen, and we're going to be touring them here in New Zealand. A little different to what you do. They're more heavy metal, you're more country, and believe me, the prettier side of country, I've got to be honest with you. But at the same time, really excited about Project 222. First of all, let's kick it off. Here is Alena Rae live and The Look.
107.
How you feeling?
Good.
You know,
Thank you so much for all that you do. It means the world to me. You guys are amazing.
we love you. We really, really do. And, well, we can't wait to get you here.
I know it. I was supposed to be there this year touring, and I was supposed to go to Iceland and Ireland and New Zealand and all over the place. And, you know, it just ended up everything got canceled.
Yeah.
So,
It has been a surreal time. Now, I know you've been spending a bit of time in the recording studio.
yes.
When are we going to get the album?
Everybody says that. Well, things are done a little differently nowadays. Most people are releasing single by single, and then once they get up to the amount of songs that it takes to have an album, then they release the album via iTunes, Amazon, wherever, like that. The actual hard copy albums are typically only sold at concerts anymore. Most people can get them online, so they just do that.
Believe me, I know that. I really do know that. But, Alena, believe me, that kind of gives me the feeling that we're going to see a lot more of you.
Yes, you are.
I like that.
DJ Grant.
I love that. I really, really do.
Country right there. You can't get me now, DJ Grant.
You're going to have me snorting soon. You really are. Who's online with us?
Oh, we've got a few people. I can't pronounce Ajibakan Dennis.
Okay.
Hello, how are you? We've got
Nice to
Peggy
have you with
Nora.
us.
Hi, Peggy.
Peggy's with us?
Yes.
Hello, Peggy. Long time no see, actually. Just waiting for some new stuff out of Peggy. That would be Peggy Nora, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, thought so.
Hi, Peggy.
Peggy,
I know we're not there right now.
yeah, Peggy Nora's with us and a number of others right now, which is really, really cool. Nice to have everybody along this morning here at Galaxy. And believe me, it's been a while since we've caught up with Alena Rae.
It's 10
And
months.
Oh, my mom is watching, by the way.
your mum's watching. What's mum's name?
Mom's name is Gail Aiken. But she's probably on my stepdad's Facebook, which is Paul Aiken. So you might see them on there. It's my Gail and Neville.
Nice,
Gosh,
nice.
I
Well,
might be
welcome,
related.
Gail. And
I might be related because my mum's name was Aiken. It
Is
was
that right? There you go.
Aitkeen. So we
you
might be
might be
related.
long lost cousins or something.
Boy!
That's something to think about. Anyway, let's go back to the desk. That's right, you're right. Here at Galaxy 107 FM, 23 after 10 o'clock. It is 16 degrees. That's what the weatherman says. The high is going to be today. Have faith. Couple of degrees higher. 18 degrees is my prediction today. I think we're going to get there too. Even though it is gloomy, cloudy, unicey, I really feel we're going to get there. I do. Wednesday. Middle of the week, actually. That's where you find a Wednesday, by the way, in case you were looking. October the 28th, and I'm absolutely elated. Coming out of Tennessee right now, we're joined live by Alena Rae, and absolutely looking like the goddess that she always is. And welcome back.
Hi! Love you!
It is an absolute pleasure to have you back with us. And, well, since the last time we spoke, there's been a number of things happened. Well, you know, one or two we're not going to approach, but we will approach this.
Okay, you can talk about anything.
Yeah, well, we will, but maybe not like this. Having said that, world...
I dumped him, okay?
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We're moving on from there. We really, really are, because I want to talk to you about horses. And you see, I know very, very little about horses. I know they've got two ears, a head, a tail, and a couple of legs. Bit of a body in the meantime. But you are a world champion, as of sorts.
Well, I competed at the World Championship Horse Show, and my 2-year-old stallions both competed, and one was handled by me, one was handled by another, because they were both in the same class. And yeah, they came out 3rd and 4th in the world, so I'm pretty happy about that. To be able to do that.
You know, I don't know personally a world champion ever until now, you know, and believe me, 3rd, that's the closest to a world champion I'm ever going to get, Alena. Believe me, I am so elated for you.
Next year we'll hopefully get the World Championship.
You know, I was talking to somebody the other day about horses, actually, and I said to this person, you measure horses by hands, right? Yes, she goes. You know, I says, now, it's a standard hand, is that right? She goes, yeah. I says, who goes around with horse hands?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it shows you how much...
I did buy, while I was down there, a Grand National Champion stallion, 4-year-old stallion, that I'm very, very excited about. And he's in with one of the most iconic Morgan trainers right now. Her name is Diane Conradi, and his name is VDM Cobalt. And I'm very, very excited about him. So let's cross our fingers for next year and what maybe he will do.
Yeah, I have a good feeling now. Believe me, I think next year you are going to be a world champion. I really, really do. And I want you to come and talk to me about that when you win it, okay?
We just
Nice.
speak it into the air and it happens.
Nice. Love it. Love it. I'm looking into my crystal ball. I can see it in there. I really, really can. Talking about crystal balls, well, maybe television these days, you're going to be a little superstar on some forthcoming TV shows. Tell me about this.
Well, I'm really excited. My 2 music videos just hit the Roku channel and also the Strike TV channel, which is a part of Roku. So it's pretty neat that that's going to be in rotation continually on those TV channels. Also, I have been asked to be part of a program that's going to be added to Roku called USA Critters. And so I'm going to go and do some stories about my animals, and it's going to be kind of like a documentary, but reality type thing. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm actually doing my first little episode this weekend.
That's really, really cool. Now, believe me, I've known a few actors over the years. The first thing that they usually tell me when they say something about cameras being pointed at you is be yourself. But how can you be yourself if you're actually a character?
That's very true.
Yeah.
That is very, very true. Now, in this situation, since it's kind of like a reality thing and I'm telling real life stories, that I will actually be portraying myself. But in previous movies or acting roles that I've had, of course, I've had to portray somebody else. And that's interesting. It's a good break from your own reality.
It kind of is. It really is. Now, I got to be honest with you. A good friend of mine as well is very, very excited about the Critter Show because that's his last name, right?
Oh.
So keep an eye out for Aswell Critter. He might get in touch with you. You might recognise him by his photo.
Okay.
Okay. But in the meantime, I want to talk to you about Project 222 because this one, well, we've known about it for a little while and finally we've got some work and I'm really excited about it. Now, first of all, I want to talk to you about your lead guitarist. This is absolutely superb work. Tell me about the man.
Thank you so much. He is incredible. Mark Gemini Thwaite, and he's played with Peter Murphy for years. I'm sure you know who Peter Murphy is. And he was part of The Mission in the UK. He's played with Gary Newman, Alanis Morissette, Thin Lizzy. He is unbelievable, and went through a lot. Was a couple different guitarists, and just wasn't landing right. And I gave the work to Mark, and I said, here, this song. It came to me in a dream that the song "We Are One." Actually, I woke up in the middle of the night with the song in my head. It was the weirdest thing because I watched a Queen concert online, and then woke up with that song, and it's kind of a similar bass line, but not copied by any means, but a similar bass line. And I got up and I wrote it down and got it put down, and within a couple of months we had a rough draft of it. And when I gave it to Mark versus what the other guitar players had done, there was no comparison. It was like, oh my gosh, this is my guitar player right here. So yeah. So he's doing all of the guitar work on every song, and we're very, very excited about that.
Revelations come to you any time. They really, really can. Some of the best songs, would you believe, you wake up, you write it down. Before you know it has longevity. They stay forever. They really do. And this is absolutely an exceptional piece of work. We Are One. Now, tell me about this. Besides waking up with this in your mind, how did you come to the lyrics?
Well, it's really weird because the lyric in my dream, I was at Wembley Stadium, like every singer wishes to be, right? And actually, the guy that I'm doing the duet with, Jean Beauvoir, he's performed there many times, but the lyrics were already there. We are one, and pretty much most of the lyrics I'd remembered, and I just, in 10 minutes, and I kid you not, wrote the entire song in 10 minutes. And, it's odd that it happened the way it did because I came up with this song in October, November area, and it was before COVID. And then look at the lyrics. It looks like it was written for that, but I just feel like it was destiny, like it was supposed to come to me in that dream, and it's being used all over the place. It's being used in different radio programs. It's being used in different talk shows. It's everywhere. So it was a God thing, I think.
Well, I got to be honest with you, since we've been playing it, and believe me, we've been getting quite a lot of interest on it, and you're up around about 1,199 requests so far for it since we've been playing it.
That is awesome.
We started playing it, would you believe, over the first couple of weeks. We didn't say anything, just played it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And suddenly we just get this inundation of people wanting to know more about it. You know what? They wanted to know who, what, when, how. You know, when is the interview coming?
That's great.
They listen.
That is awesome.
They listen, believe me, Alena. And as soon as we started announcing that it was Alena Rae from Project 222, then it got ridiculous. It really did. They started requesting at one stage there. Breakfast show. Absolutely couldn't go through a breakfast show without playing it. At least, you know what I mean?
They're wondering what in the world is she doing, because she's always been country and this is crossover to rock. So I've had a lot of people that have been like, why haven't you been doing this your whole life? And I actually started in the rock. I'm from Seattle, and I started in a rock band, and I was touring up and down the West Coast doing the casino circuit, and it ended up turning into country because I got a country deal. So nothing against country. I love country. But it's always been my roots.
Well, Alena, I got to be honest with you. It has resonated with our audio audience. I don't call them fans. I call them our audio audience because, believe me, it sounds sexier, to be honest with you. It makes the room fill up with audio audience. It really does. These guys have absolutely resonated something with this song. They really, really have. So believe me, it is an absolute pleasure to play this here at Galaxy. Here's Alena Rae and Project 222. We are one. How are you feeling?
Great!
Nice.
Yeah. That's so awesome to hear about the song. I'm just elated over that.
Believe me, Alena, they have just eaten it up.
Wow.
And for us, hey, it's good for us because, believe me, people are listening. We know that they are listening because they're getting in touch with us asking questions. So, believe me, I think it's fantastic.
I can't wait to give you guys my next song, which is called Lipstick Diaries. That one we're working on right now. And it's about being cheated on and having that whole thing. So that's where the lipstick diary comes from. Because part of the lyric is about finding lipstick on your man's collar. That's not your shade.
Okay. I've got to be honest with you, Alena. I've never had a cheating husband, and I've never found lipstick on his collar.
I remember you with the green thong.
Exactly. We've got multicoloured ones now, and we've got a whole new stock of those.
Honestly,
What I'm getting you for Christmas.
Well, you know something? We're still struggling to find where we're going to put the logo.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're kind of thinking maybe we might have to change the shape of the logo from round to, well...
good morning, dear.
Good morning, dear. Nice to have you joining us. My brother from Norway has joined us as well, my friend.
My stepdad's from Norway.
Well, I tell you what, I'll get Barbara to introduce you because he's written some absolutely stunning work, including, would you believe, are you familiar with Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
He wrote some score for that.
Oh, fantastic!
And he, I don't know whether you would know the band Diamonds and Whiskey, but he wrote a song for them. Here at Galaxy, 5 weeks in the charts at number 1.
Wow!
You know, so believe me, I'll get Barbara to introduce you.
Definitely. I love collaborating.
Yeah, yeah. He's a stunning guy, he really, really is. And he's getting married soon too.
Wow!
Yeah, oh, this is a big deal because it's going to be done in front of hundreds of thousands of people.
Can't give away too much now.
I'm not giving away too much, I'm not, but believe me. We're even going to be a part of it via the internety webby thing, so it's fun. It is. Anyway, let's go back to the desk. So this really suits you, this style. I feel it does anyway. So plans to continue along this route?
Yes, absolutely. Doing a full album and have another song right now that's in the works called Lipstick Diary. And another one after that. And also doing a duet with Jean Beauvoir, which I mentioned earlier. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, now tell me a little bit about Jean. Because believe me, a very, very famous man in his own right. But how did you meet him?
It's so funny. So we were at a concert with Lita Ford in Clearwater, Florida, and we were put up at the same hotel. And afterwards, we all went out, and I smoked back then. I don't smoke anymore. I smoked back then, and I went out and had a smoke break with him, and we started talking, and we just realized that we had really good energy. And we started talking about creative ideas, and that's where the seed was planted. And then, you know, over the last year, we have finally settled on a song and getting together to record, and we're very excited. And he was a very big star in the 80s, you know.
Exactly.
And he was part of the Plasmatics.
Yeah, believe me, I know the name, I remember the band, I really, really do. And I heard some of the messages that you sent to Barbara early on. So, you know, that took me back in the day, I got to be honest with you. So I'm looking forward to, to releasing that one here at Galaxy. I really, really am. But what's the chances maybe we can do a double here? We can get him on Skype as well. And get his point of view on this particular track as well. What do you reckon?
I actually already talked to him about doing some of that. So, yeah, absolutely 1,000%.
Yeah, you got to warn him, though.
For the studio.
Yeah, you'll have to warn him, though. You know, you're talking to Grant here. You know what I mean? Any shenanigans is likely to happen. It really is. Now, Alena, at the same time, I am so elated that you're going to be coming back again with new music all the time. Just got to say, though, yeah, it must be a little bit sadistic there to come and have a chat to me.
You guys are too awesome. I couldn't resist.
Fair enough, too. And Alena, absolutely stunning, as always, and looking forward to chatting to you again. But I want to talk to you a little bit because you're not shy of the camera. I see here you've because I want to talk about Cindy.
Sunday.
Cindy, a character role.
Oh, Candy.
Candy, sorry, yeah. Someone.
In the mix-up? Yes.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about Candy.
Be the mix-up. I'm a criminal. I am a gun-toting, blonde bombshell lady that is trying to con a man out of $1 million. That's what I do in the mix-up. And I'm co-starring that with Amanda Powell and a couple other people. And there's some secret mentions. So when the movie comes out, you'll get to see that. It was supposed to come out a year ago, but with COVID and everything, it got delayed. So super excited for that.
I want you to send me a copy of that. I really, really do. Because believe me, as soon as you said that, I had this Pam thing going through my mind. You know, no beaches around, no red swimsuits, nothing like that. But believe me...
No, not quite Pamela Anderson.
Not quite, but believe me, you do stack up, believe me, you really, really do. So, I am so excited for you, I really, really am, and believe me, by the way, you know, talking about not being shy of the cameras, a good friend of ours did a photo shoot with Alena not so long ago. Of course, you remember Manny Cabot, right?
And he did amazing photos. I'm actually doing another photo shoot for an international magazine and for some promo for the award show. And that was supposed to be done tomorrow, but the weather's going to be so bad. So they switched it to Friday, which is good. It gives me time to primp a little.
Fair enough too. Oh, I got to let you know, we've been in a number of magazines since the last time we met, and a couple of TV shows. In fact, going to be in a series, would you believe, in Chilliwack in Canada very, very shortly as well.
Oh,
you know,
that is amazing.
Yeah, we're not doing too bad ourselves, you know what I mean? So since the last time we spoke, I think, you know, 2 TV shows for you. Well, I can go there. I can.
That is awesome.
A brand spanking new online magazine coming out of England. We were in the inaugural of that and the second edition too, by the way. And from that, we're actually going to be in a magazine coming out of Bangladesh in South India.
Wow, that's remarkable.
Bangalore.
Cool.
Yeah, believe me.
Yeah, that's amazing.
We're a radio station. You know what I mean?
One of the most popular radio stations, and everybody loves you guys. So I'm really, really happy for you.
We kind of are very, very popular. Without patting myself on the back, you know, we're doing okay. We really, really are. But without people like you, we wouldn't be there. You know what I mean? So please, Alena, keep doing what you're doing. Keep coming back, even though it might be psychotic. Keep coming back. I know a good therapist too, by the way, if you need one. I really do. Even though she comes out of New Jersey, brilliant. Absolutely stunning.
New Jersey.
Yeah, she reckons I could be a good cab driver.
Oh my gosh, that would be something else.
Speaking like that, I could be a good New Jersey cab driver. Go down to Asbury Park. Believe me. Brilliant lady, she really, really is. But please, come on back again, won't you?
Definitely will.
Awesome. Don't go anywhere just yet. We're going to do a couple of things. But in the meantime, you're right here at Galaxy. Here's Go West.